going 8 for 11 in that third quarter from deep, and I have good news for you. Anthony Davis is back. Season-high 42 points, big game, James.
Yeah, I think after the last two games, even though they lost the one prior to this one, but in this game against Phoenix, the second-best team in the league, I think they just put the rest of the league on notice. Everybody's been talking about, the Lakers are not going to do it this year. Lakers don't have a chance. What you saw from a defensive point of view is what won them championship last year. And so without Schroeder, without LeBron, without Kuz, this still was a dominant team with a dominant player on the floor in AD. And he demonstrated, like Rob said, get in that paint, destroy, destruct. Then you can move outside and shoot. But then I think the other player who I really liked, his aggressiveness, was Caruso.
Yeah.
8 assists, the way he's starting to look for his offense. But I thought collectively they were on a string. They were connected. Defense was superb. Great win.
Yeah, you can go down the list. Even KCP had 19 points. Good game. He was the one that was mainly on Booker playing good defense. Him and Caruso tag teaming those guys. And then you had KCP who was out there shooting threes, playing defense, doing a lot of things. His whole team played great. The bench came in and played great. And so when you have a team like that is clicking on all cylinders, this is what you're going to get. And you can tell AD was really aggressive, too, because when's the last time you see him dive on the floor?
Yeah.
We've seen him fall on the floor.
Times.
But we never see him dive on the floor for a ball in crucial moment. That lets you know he's engaged and he wants this win. And like James said earlier, he's putting them on notice that we are a team to be reckoned with.
Both ends of the floor, 12 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 blocks.
Yep, most dangerous team in the league right now. In the seed that they're in, most dangerous team right now, Los Angeles Lakers. They get healthy.
Let's go back to Staples Center. Alex Caruso is standing by with Mike Trudell.
All right, Alex Caruso, let's just start talking about Anthony Davis. This looked like the dominant AD that carried you along with LeBron to the title last season. What have you seen in him these last couple of nights, and especially this one?
Yeah, I can't speak for him personally, but I know I've heard a lot of chit-chat, some tweets, some words around the world about AD's so soft and he's falling all over the place. And guys got to understand they just got to give him a couple days to get, a couple games to get his feet under him. And I mean, the beast is waking up, as everybody can tell. Last game he looked more like himself. This game he's doing reverse dunks to finish the game. We're starting to see vintage AD, and he's rounding into form.
And of course, the final step for you guys is to get LeBron back healthy. We'll see when he returns. But what kind of confidence do you guys draw just from seeing this Anthony Davis?
I mean, we're a good-ass team, Mike. When we're fully healthy and we got our guys rolling, I still think we're the best team in the world. I know we haven't showed it this year, but it's been a long season. It's been a grind. We're going to continue to fight and work to get to where we need to be for when playoffs start, because that's when it's really important. And I think these last 2 games, you can see how concentrated AD was. You can see how concentrated our team was. That we're locking in. We're getting ready for the long road ahead.
Alex, is there a thought that you guys give to, playing game versus trying to get into the seeding, like all of that stuff, or are you just kind of focused on getting to the point where you're playing the basketball you can play?
Yeah, it's both. We're trying to win games now. We would like to not play in the playing game. I think anybody who's trying to make the playoffs doesn't want to play in the playing game. That's just part of the competition part of it. But we're not afraid of it. We show up and play. Like I said, we're confident that when we play our best, we're the best team in the world. And we've showed spurts of it through this year and through these last couple games. And AD's starting to get healthy. Bron's getting back to his normal self. And we'll get Dennis back and we'll get rolling again. But for us, it's just about getting to the point to where we're playing our best basketball in a couple days from now, or a couple weeks from now.
And Alex, final thing for you. I saw your parents in the building tonight. It's Mother's Day. What's that like, just getting to be around them and her specifically on her day?
Yeah, it was great. I got both sisters, brother-in-law, mom and dad here. It's special. Anytime you get to play in front of them, they haven't got to go to a lot of games this year because of the fan allowance in some arenas, and they're just excited to be here and watch me play basketball, and I'm excited to play in front of them.
All right, Alex, appreciate the time, man.
Yep, thanks, Mike.
I want to talk about what Alex just told Mike Trudell before we get to AD and what he's been able to show you guys over the last 2 games. He said, Mike, we're a good-ass team. And that's a big part of a championship pedigree and a championship mindset. Believing it and knowing it as a team and having some patience through some rough times. But tonight, And even in that Portland game, James, just showing to themselves and proving to themselves that they're on the right track. And they know now that AD is back, LeBron, Dennis, those guys come back healthy. They know how dangerous they are.
Yeah, Geeta, you know, the formula never changes. You might have some rough parts along the way. AD out, LeBron out, you know, Marcus all out with protocol. You know, we had so much going on. Shooter out now. We have had guys, Kuz out. You know, coming out of that bubble, winning that championship, and to go through all of this and still know that you can connect and play despite your shortcomings, start to get players back. You know, guys had to play unfamiliar territory, guys coming off the bench, having to start, you know, no point guard, 1 point guard. It was just a lot of stuff. Now it's starting to heal, and things are starting to come back, and they remember what won them a championship, and it was defense, which they showed tonight, and aggressiveness, and being on the same string together. That chemistry, it's coming back. If they peak at the right time, I think they're the most dangerous team right now. They get healthy.
Shot the ball well, too.
Yeah, it shot the ball extremely well. And to harp on something you said with the defense, though, their defense, when they're moving and rotating like that, it kind of picks them up, and that leads to good offense. You know, you look at the team, when they pass the ball and play good, it energizes them. You know, you got all these guys hitting threes from around, you like KCP 4 for 9, McLemore 4 for 7. When you got those two guys knocking it from all angles, the other team is in trouble. Because you got AD in the post, demanding the double team, and those guys are hot from outside. It's so easy to shoot open threes when you got a guy in the middle demanding the double team.
Yeah, you got to credit guys like Marcus Gasol and those guys that move that ball, making the right play. I want to look at AD's last 2 games, guys. 78 points, 24 rebounds, 10 assists. And he's gotten to the free throw line 32 times, made 25 of them. It's also the attitude. Rob, you mentioned him diving on the floor. The will to win, kind of being that guy, knowing LeBron is out, kind of getting sick of the narrative. Enough talk about the play-in game, just building towards what they got to do. And Caruso even said, like, hey, it is what it is. You don't want to be there, but if you are, let's go.
Yeah, you know, something else that Caruso said that I'm going to pick up on. People around the league are calling AD soft. And so I'm glad that people around the league are calling AD soft. You want to know why? Because now he's going in the paint and dominating the paint. He's going to the free throw line. When people tell you that you can't do something you saw, sometimes you look back at yourself like, well, maybe I am playing soft, or maybe I'm thinking. So he's being aggressive. And he's not a soft player. He's just so smooth and has so much finesse that people associate that with being soft. But when he gets in the paint and want to dominate, he's so long, he's so athletic, he can jump over the top of you and score easy.
Also, the Phoenix Suns are a damn good basketball team. They're having their best season in 11 years. But if they're sitting there at 2, big game, James, they know what's coming. A possible first-round matchup with this team. And that guy right there, AD, he's a problem matchup for them. A real problem.
He's a problem for most centers. You saw what no one can stop him tonight. 8 wasn't even an issue. When AD is going to the free throw line, like you and Rob just stated, that's the indicator that lets you know that he's being aggressive. But Rob and I were joking. I was joking to Rob, actually. In the game over, I was looking at CP3, and I was saying, man, he's walking off the floor like, man, we can't beat these guys in 7. Because that's the thought that you put in people's head when you play like you played tonight without LeBron, without Shooter, without Kuz. And they're thinking, this is tough. But they're sending a notice. It's been a rough year. And everyone's counting them out. These guys watch the networks. They see the Lakers don't have a chance, blah, blah, blah. I think they're gonna shut that up. And I think AD is he's been sitting on the bench watching all this, and he's been absorbing what he needs to do when he comes back. And damn good job last couple games.
You know, you also got to credit, you know, you look at